Yeah, hi, good morning, Shweta.
Hi Venkat, good morning.
Yeah, hi, Balaji. Good morning.
Hello, Venkat. Morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mohan.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, we'll wait for Kalai and Suresh. Okay.
Venkat,
Yes, Mohan.
unable to run the Selenium codes. I just copied it from Git repository, but still it's
Okay.
showing error when I run it. It shows the archive class path. It indicates your class
Show
path.
me, show me your screen.
One second.
We'll fix that.
So can you see?
Yeah, I can see. Okay, let's see. I see about Okay, so what you have created. Okay, so you're trying to run this particular project only, right? So
Yeah.
which you have cloned. Okay.
So this shows.
Okay, so click on OK. Can you just give me control? Whatever you got here, let me click. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, so this is point seven you are getting. That you installed latest version.
Yeah,
Which
latest.
version? No, which version you are having? JDK?
Java GDK is latest one 20.
20. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the last one. Huh?
Yeah. Where we can see that Java version.
Okay. 1 second. Whatever it is. One second. You can see here. Actually, you can go to the program files. Okay. So we go to the program files. So you are having the 1.8, and what is this version it is shown?
1.7.
This one. Your font is very less, so I could not able to see it right. You did not install this the latest version. Huh?
No, this is office laptop. They have installed.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. This is office laptop. Okay.
Yeah.
I think better you have it your personal laptop instead of the office one.
Okay.
Because office one, yeah, the Selenium is okay, but you have to request for the updated version. Okay, so this is updated. We continue Chrome driver. Okay, so let me just. Anyone also having the same problem or like you are good with the execution? You're good, right? So you're able to execute the code, right? So if you take the latest version, so you should be able to execute it. Just let me know if you have any issues. Okay. Okay. Hello, JDK. Just run your code. Okay. Any of your files, it should run properly. Okay. So if it is showing some problem, just let me know. Yeah. So it's working. Okay. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it. Like we launched only this web page. Okay. Yeah, executed. Okay. So you need to just right click. So go to the Maven here. If something is not working, I'm just telling. Okay. Troubleshooting. Okay. So you need to select update project. Don't check or uncheck any default settings. So just leave it as is. Just click OK. That's it. And see the taskbar status. It should complete 100%. That's it. Okay. So that should fix any of your issues. Okay. So in your case, you got some errors. So I just updated the Maven project. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Any other issue you have? That's it, right?
No, that's it. Thanks.
Okay, you can stop this. Yeah, you can stop your screen sharing.
Yeah, done.
All right. Let me share my screen. Right. Yeah, so today, as I said, like the last session, so we learned about the Selenium IDE. So there we just saw like the Selenium locators are working actually with IDE, and also we have created the script. Okay, so the same script we created here. Okay, so with the IDs or names what we were selecting there in a Selenium ID, and I have splitted that in different methods. Okay, so we can just make it as a useful also going forward. Okay, so we'll see that also. So before that, so we were able to identify text box, check box, link, button. Okay. And what locators we have used? ID, name, link text. Three, actually. Okay. Three Selenium locators we have learned till now, actually. So let me just place it here. Okay. So Selenium locators. So you should remember all these locators. Okay. So ID, name, tag name. So link text, partial link text. Path is selector. So the class name, but class name is optional, not mandatory actually. So it is having some drawbacks. Okay, so yeah, so we done with this ID actually. I told like how we can identify that. Okay, and also this is also done actually. Okay, so I'm just placing in some order so that you get to know. Okay, so yeah, so the remaining is partial link means okay, so we'll see the partial link also. So you have to give us some starting name or some name which it contains actually. Okay, so and web page objects we have seen a text box, checkbox, link, button. So still remaining is a radio button, drop down, web table, iframe. Okay, so these are all remaining. So we'll continue this part. Okay. Okay, so I will say that text box, checkbox, links, buttons. So I will say it is done so that we will remember. So you will get so many other objects also. So and text box, it's not finished actually. It is finished with ID. Okay, that's what I mean to say. So again, we have to implement it with the expert CSS tag name and all. Okay. So the remaining objects are these. So what we will do is yeah, so there is a radio button male female here. Oh yeah, so we got the name here, but it is complicated. One second. Oh, right, it is working. Found it. Yeah, update it. Okay. Right. So what we can do now is let me create the package. Okay, so let's create the package quickly. I think day is correct. Okay, so I click package, package 12/9/2024, right? Right. So again, class, and we will say that Selenium demo, public static void main. Right. Okay. So if I want to write some script here, okay. Now the login is working. So if you want to write some script, I already told that. So we have to take the instance variable or static variable. I'm taking static because I'm using main method here. Okay. So public static. So I have to say that driver. Okay. And when you mouse over it, so you should get this import option. Okay. So that's it. And you should remember from which package we are getting what. So we should understand this line also. So simply you just click import, it doesn't work actually. So in real time, you have to understand what is this. So this is a package, this is a class name, this is an interface, like that. Okay, so you have to remember that. Okay. Right. So I just include it as a static so that I want to use this WebDriver instance in my entire class. Okay. So if I want to launch some browser, okay, so what I do, public static WebDriver launch or open. Okay, so open browser. So I'll say that driver equal to new Chrome driver. Right, again, Chrome driver. We have to mouse over. Yeah, okay. So this will launch empty browser, and yeah, I will say maximize. Right. So this is to maximize. Okay, so browser is launched. Next method is public static void. So navigate to URL. Navigate to URL. So navigate to URL means, so you have to say how you navigate to that. Okay, so I already told that there is a method called get. It's a method called get. So just taking this, this will not store any cookie. So that is the reason we are seeing the login page again. Okay, so this is launched. So public static void login app. So if you want to log in, right? So driver dot find element by dot. We used ID, right? So we used ID and inspect. So this is a ID and this is a value, right? So just give that here. And send keys, I already told in previous class. So send keys means you are entering some value. Okay, so that's it. Manual is done. Okay. So now driver dot find element by dot ID again. And this time it is password. Right click, inspect. So see ID we have a password. You can use name also, I told. Okay, so anything is fine. I'm using ID and send keys again. And we got some password here. Okay, so yeah, password is done. Okay, so now driver dot find element by dot ID. So what is that left? Login button. Right click, inspect element. So again, ID we have, name we have. So I'm just using ID, login dot click. That's it. Right. So we have successfully, we should log in with this method. That's it. Okay. So what we will do is, okay, till now we will run our code. Okay. So instead of keep writing the code, so bits and pieces, we have to run our code also. Okay. So we should not write the complete logics, complete line of a code and test it. Okay. So sometimes we might get some issues, right? We need to correct that. Okay. Yeah, I just wrote a single just login. Okay, that's it. So run your code now. It should open, navigate, login. This is what it should do. Okay, after maximizing this thing. See, successfully it is done actually. Okay. So this login page you can test it. Okay, so you can test it with different options. Okay, so we'll see that later. But now, so we have drop down. Right, so I think drop down is there in our list, right? Yeah, drop down is there in our list. Okay, so this is drop down. The list of elements it contains. So we can write the logic for this. Okay, there are two ways you can write the logic. I'll tell the easiest way first. Okay, so the easiest way, if you want to write for the drop down, so go here, public static void search hotel. So this is search actually. I'm just giving this name. Okay, so this is search hotel. Okay, so this is search page otherwise. Okay, so search hotel app. So here we want to identify our drop down, right? So we did it inspect element for all text box links and buttons, check boxes. Similarly, we have to inspect it. Okay, but here for drop down, so we will have two locators. One is select, select is tag name, and if I expand it, I'm getting option. Option is a values. So one, it is about the upper layer, and the other one is inside the drop down, that is values. So if you want to write a logic, so you have to use this one, right? So how you can use is, you can use one class is that select. Okay, so select, I will say it is a location equal to new. I said it is a class, so it's easy for me to write the program. So I have to create an object. Select some variable name. The name is location new select. So inside this, I have to provide the parameter. Okay, my parameter is my object identification. That is driver dot find element by dot. So if it is having ID, so we can give ID. Yeah, ID is there. That is a location. Yeah, just give the ID. That's it. Right. So and semicolon, and then mouse over and use org openqa selenium support.ui. That's it. Okay, so you are identifying the drop down. Now, if you want to select some value, you have to give that reference variable dot select. There is a method called select by contains visible text, select by index, select by value, select by visible text, or deselect if you don't want to select. Okay, so you can select the index or value. So if you remember the value, you have to give that name. So what is the value? Something like I want to select Adelaide. Okay. Yeah, you have to give that name. So if you don't remember the names, you can give index. So it starts with a 0. So index by index starts with 0. That is 0. Okay. So 0 means first one. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So drop down is done. And I'm calling that method again here. See, it is selecting Adelaide. That's it. Okay. So it is selecting Adelaide. I am just closing this browser. You can close the browser also. Okay. At the end, you can close your browser. Public, static, white, close, browser. So you can say server dot close. That's it. So this will close your browser, but what I will do is I will take some time to close. Okay, so some 2 seconds. Okay, so after 2 seconds, I want to close it because I want to see all my actions. Okay, right. So you can simply call this at the end so that this will close every time. Okay. Yeah. So this time it is going to close. See, that's it. It got closed actually. Okay. All right. So yeah, drop down is done, as I said. Okay, and now you can click on search. This is a button we already know, right? So ID is submit. So again, public static wide click submit button. Submit button. Click submit.
Venkat,
Yeah.
how to select that date format?
Yeah, I'll come to that.
Okay.
So click submit button. Okay, so what we will do, okay, instead of separate method, I will write it here. Okay, so driver dot find element by dot ID. And what is the ID? So submit and click that's it. So now it should show the different page. Okay, and it should close at the end. See, it went to the select total and it finally got closed. Okay. So this is about like the drop down. So drop down is very easy. Okay. So you need to just give the select a class, some variable name, new select class, and again you have to give your locator. Like if you want to identify your location drop down, you have to give that driver dot find element by dot id. Okay, so this part is constructor actually. So we already learned. So if you create an object like this and some value you are passing inside the class, then it becomes as a constructor. So this part is constructor. So you are passing the parameterized constructor actually. Okay. So yeah, you are clicking on the button also, and it is going to the next page. And yeah, so you asked about like how you select this check-in date, right? Check-in date and checkout date,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So by default, it is showing some date here. Okay. So if you want to give new date, so anyway, like a check-in date, you have to give from today. Like okay, so from today you can give a checkout date also from today you can give, and there will be some range. Okay, so I have to give that range. Okay, so what you can do is you can inspect this, and what is the ID? We have date pick underscore in means check-in. Okay, so let me go here. We will add that script here. Okay, so check-in date. Okay. So for this one, so driver dot find element by dot ID. So what is that ID value? It's a date pick underscore in, right? Right. So here there is a method called clear. So if you use clear, so what it will do is, so it will clear the text field. So that means it will be cleared, and you can enter a new value. Okay, so let's go for the second one, that is checkout inspect, and it will have out. Okay, so yeah, I'm just taking that also here, and I'm clearing that. Okay, yeah, now you run your code and see whether actually that the clear it is doing or not. See, it has cleared, and you are trying to click on OK button, search button, so it is giving error message. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to fill that text field, right? So again, same statement, and this time you have to give the value. And same thing applicable for checkout also, because you have to give both. Right. So once you just inspect it, it is giving some value this format. So DDMM y. Okay, so you can give this format here. Okay, so just go here and send keys. And if you want to change some value, yeah, you can just change that. Okay. Oh, sorry, it is a checkout date, right? Okay, okay, no problem. So you can just rename it. Okay. So today you want to check in, and tomorrow you want to check out, or if you want to check out some other date, that is fine. Right. So you have to give send keys. That's it. Okay. So just run your code, and now it should give new dates. Okay, per checkout. Check-in also you can give a separate. Yeah, see, you're getting 11. Understood?
So this is like same text box, right? But only the format is we need to give date format.
Date format you have to. Correct.
So in few applications like date format means we used to open at some calendar,
Date picker.
right?
Date picker.
Yeah.
We will say it is a jQuery date picker. It will be like this.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to select some value. Okay. And it will not allow you to enter some dates in some cases. I'm just telling, okay. But here it is allowing, and you can select some value like this. Once you select, it will close. Yeah, we will see the date picker also. Okay.
Okay.
So that comes with the web table date picker. Okay, and drag and drop. Okay, and context click move to element. So these are all mouse actions. Okay, so you can say mouse actions. So we will see that concepts as well. Okay, so date picker. So it includes with the web table. So when I teach web table, that time we will see what is a date picker. Both are same. Okay. Right. So we are able to successfully see what is a drop down. Okay. So this is done. I just explained only with the select class. Normally everyone does. Okay. But it will not be that much easy in real time. Okay. Sometimes it will be a difficult one. So if you just mouse over, there's a name. You see here, it is giving some number. Okay, and sometimes you don't see this options one. You don't see this as a select. It will be having some div or something, some other tag names. In that case, it will be a complicated actually. I already gave you one Orange HRM application, so where you will find a different drop downs. Let me just show you like. So this is the one, right? So if you log in here, yes, not saving anything. So this is one of the drop down. So if you inspect it, let's see like what is the challenging part, what are the different types. You see here, it's the same thing like drop down, but UI is different. They designed it in a different way. And you are seeing a div, right? So for this particular icon, they are saying a div. So if you click this, some I value, you are getting some row. And where is these values then? Right. So I'm having admin ESS. And that too, I don't see that values are being displayed. It's not reason actually. See, and this is a value. This is a value, and very complicated. This one looks like because everything looks like a same names here, and except a class, you're not seeing any ID name, right? Type nothing. And here, what it is showing? It is showing some easiest way. If you mouse over this one, it is showing select name ID, and these two are unique, and it is having some options. So it is very straightforward, very easy to write the code. It did not took a second for me to write the code, but this is not like that. This is a challenging part. Okay, so we have to work out like how to click this and select this value. And you see here, the another challenge is after you select, it is disabling. That means again you cannot select. Right. So these are all some of the challenging tasks you'll come across in the real-time applications. So where you need to click and identify these objects actually. Okay. I'm just showing you like the challenging one. So right. So yeah. So this is about the drop down. The easiest part I just said with the select. And we'll see the other one also after we learn this web table. Okay, at that time I will tell what is this the other way of identifying the drop down. Okay, so this is easiest way. This one is easier. Uh, the more complicated thing also is there actually. Okay, so I'll show you that. Okay. Yeah, so next we will see what is a radio button. Okay, so we'll check whether we have a radio button here. I think there should be some radio button here. Okay, in select page. So this is a select page. So if I inspect it, so it is showing one radio button one for one. If I select second one, radio button two. See how easy it is to identify these radio buttons. So in real time, it will not be easy. Okay, so they will not give these options like ID equal to radio button two. They will not give. They will say something type, some div, some values. Okay, so then you have to list down how many radio buttons are there from that which index you want to click. Okay, that's a difficult part. Okay, yeah, so just right click, and also you see the tag name, it is not changing for checkbox and radio button, it is input only. Okay, so the only thing that varies here is a type. For checkbox it will show check, for radio button it shows a radio. Okay, for text box it shows as a text, for password it shows as a password, for button it shows as a submit. Okay, so you have to remember few things. Okay, and for drop down, so it is showing tag name as a select. Right, so that's it. So now radio button. So we went into the next page, and we can say public static void select total app. This is the second page. Okay, and driver dot find element by dot id and dot send keys. Oh, sorry. Dot send keys now. Dot click, right? So it's action item dot click. It's a radio button. Dot click. That's so it is going to click the first radio button. So if you want to click a second one, you have to change that value. That's it. Very straightforward. Okay. So I call this one also here. Right. So yeah. So after that, continue. So continue is another button. You see here type. Where is the type? Yeah, type. Submit. You see here. For button, it shows as a submit. So driver dot find element by dot. I'm just using ID only. Please try with the name from your side. Okay. The same flow. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Continue. Now it should go to the next page, that is booking page, and it should close the browser. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Right. So yeah, so the select page also we have identified, and I just click. Oh, sorry, I have to select somebody, right? Select and click. Now it is in this particular page. Okay, and what is there in this page? Again, text boxes, drop down, button. That's it. Very easy then. Okay, so we already know how to do that. Okay. Yeah. So here actually for date picker, for entering the date, I wrote two times this particular statement. Driver dot find element by dot id date picker underscore one underscore I in, and the next time date pick underscore in and value. So we should not write two times. Okay. So what we can do in Selenium is there is a web element actually. Okay, so web element is interface. So this web element will store the object values. Okay, web element will store object values, and this is the interface. This is coming from org OpenQA Selenium. That's it. So what I can do is, yeah, check in date. I'm just giving some name. Okay, and you can copy and paste it. I'm just removing some lines of a code here. Okay, so instead of this particular line now, you can simply give check-in date, and instead of this particular line again, you can give check-in date. That's it. See here, I just modified the code. Instead of writing driver.find elements every time, I just kept everything in some reference variable. Okay, something like int I equal to some 100, right? So where 100 is a integer data type I gave. Okay, but here this particular value driver.find element is an object. So object web object, you have to store it in a web element. So that's the reason I gave web element. Okay, so similarly, you can work out this with this one. Okay, so you can say check out and copy, paste it. Okay, so now check out, just remove that and give here. Okay? And check out. That's it. So it's really easy to read everyone. Okay, so right, instead of writing driver.find element every time, you can just avoid that. So when you are repeating the same statement again and again, okay, so instead of that, you can create a variable, a reference variable, and you can pass that. And after that, you get all those methods. Okay, reference variable dot method names, you are going to get it. Yeah, so yeah, and also like the close I'm using here, right? So what the close will do is it will close the browser, and there is a driver dot quit action. So it will kill the driver instance. So whatever we are saying here is it's a instance. So same instance. So we are using in our script. Okay. So if you use driver dot close, it is going to close. So if you want to open again, so you can open it. Okay. So you are closing the browser. So again, if you want to open browser, okay. So something like driver dot and element by dot. We'll say that ID. So I'm just giving some value here like this. Okay. After close, I'm trying to check whether I'm able to identify without launching the browser. Right. Yeah, so it is opening and yeah, closing, closed, and what error it is getting? No such such session exception. So session, whatever the session we have, invalid session ID is been killed actually here. Okay, so what you have to do again, so you have to pass this driver dot find element. I'm just showing you like what is the problem behind this. Okay, so I can just simply launch again. So yeah, so again if you launch, so yeah, I did not give that dot get. Okay, so we have to give driver dot. So it is going to launch it actually. Okay, after close. Okay, so what happens if you fit it actually? Okay, so this will not kill the driver instance. Okay, it will not kill the driver instance. That means so whenever you launch this particular browser, okay, so Chrome driver.exe will be running in your task manager. That means in process it is going to run actually. Okay, so this will be running every time. Okay, in your background. So if you use dot close, it will not kill actually. That means it will not kill this driver Chrome driver.exe. But if you use driver.quit, it is going to kill actually. It will kill the driver instance, that is Chrome driver.exe will be closed. Okay, so this will be closed actually. So we will see these two differences in multiple tabs. Okay, so you can see that in a multiple tabs. That I will show like once we go to the switch commands. Okay, so there is a switch commands. So which we have to learn after this object identification. Okay, so there is a frame. I told I'll explain this, right? So this is done. Okay, so the radio button is done. I'm explaining everything with ID, so just do it from your end. Okay. So what is remaining now? So this I will just copy paste the entire thing again. Okay. Sorry. I need to explain. Okay. So let's copy from this selector to selector. You can just take your. Okay. So here done is done. Okay, so these things are remaining still. Okay, right, and here checkbox radio button is done. So these two are remaining, right? And there's a frame. Okay, so before frame there is a Selenium switch statements, which like iframe we can switch, alerts we can switch, windows we can switch. So in this one, I told that I'm going to explain this one frame. So, okay, so that. So this one we will see in the coming sessions. Okay. Right. So in this switch, we will see that driver close and driver quit. We will explain that. Okay. Right. So yeah, radio button drop down is done and web table is remaining. Right. So we have to work it out on the web table and date picker in this particular session. Right. So for this one, we need a list interface concept. So please prepare the list interface concept and come tomorrow. Okay. So whatever we learned Java list interface actually. Okay. So that one we are going to implement here. Okay. That I told you, right? So date picker. So we are going to use this particular link for date picker URL. And web table, we can use anyone, that is fine. Even we can use addict hotel application. This one also we can use. This entire part we call it as a web table, this one. Okay, this is rows and columns. Right? So we call it as a web table. Okay, so because once you inspect here and you are seeing like this one, right? TD, TR. So TDTR means row and column. This is a column, this is a row. You see here, the top it is highlighted. If I change my mouse movements, so if I go down, it is going to the next columns. Then these are all columns. TD is a column, TR is a row. And if I just close this, see how many rows are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows are there. So if you want to read the entire web table, so you need this concept list. Okay, I already told that you can collect everything in a list actually. Okay, and please prepare and come for this list actually, whatever I said actually. There are some features for the list. Okay, so we have to look into that also. So why we are using list? Yeah. So any questions you have? So tomorrow we will complete the web table and date picker. From that we will be completing these two. All the objects will be done. We'll go to the switch. Okay, so we'll go to the switch. Okay, and then these two are there, right? Partial link. Please work on partial link. Work on this from yours. Easy only. This is. Okay, so you have to give partial link name. That's it. Okay, I'll explain XPath CSS. Okay, class name I said right. So we will see that also. Okay, so we'll see what is the drawback of the class. Okay, so let me just show you like what is the drawback. Why I'm not using class. So if you go here and inspect this login page, you see here class name login underscore input. That is for text box username. And when I inspect password, I'm getting the same value here. Okay, the class will be same for all objects. Okay, when it is in group. Okay, so group means two text boxes are there. So for two, it is going to show the same class name. Okay, so what about the drop down? So let's cancel this. It will go to the back page and yeah, inspect this location. I think, yeah, it is also having the class. That is class equal to search combo box for location. What about for hotels? Hotel also search underscore combo box. So we cannot use this actually because same name it is showing for all the common objects. So it has taken this as a complete group, the up to location to the children per room. So if I inspect children per room, it is also having such group, except this check-in, check-out dates. So remaining all, it is all drop downs. So it has took as a group, single group, and it is giving common name search underscore combo box. So I cannot give this combo box actually, search underscore combo box. So if I give class name as a search underscore combo box, it will every time it will identify only this part, this particular link. Okay. So that's the reason we are not using this. So this class will be duplicate. So we already saw in HRM also. You see here. So this is same. Sorry, class, right? So this is same, and yeah, it'll have the same names. This one same, this one same, right? So it'll have a common name actually. Okay, so that's the reason we don't use a class name. So if it is required, then only we are going to use it. Okay, so that's about the class actually. Okay, I just explained you like class, so we can use it. Okay, so if you want to use it, if it is unique instead of ID, so you can use class. That's it. I think class name or something is there. Yeah, class name it is. Okay, so you can use it, but as this is a duplicate, so we cannot use it, right? So because if you have two buttons, inspect, so where is the class name? reg underscore button for search. What about reset? Reset also same name. I cannot use this class for clicking reset, because every time it clicks the search, right? So that's a problem. Okay. So any questions you have before I check in the code? Questions? No? Please prepare that list for tomorrow's session. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah, that is important. Okay. So I will explain about the web table and date picker. Okay, both. And also drop down again. Okay, with the different scenario. So if you don't have any questions, I think I'm just checking my code. So you can take the latest one. Okay, so okay. Yeah, okay. I think we are done actually. The module 3 for Selenium. So please go through those videos. Okay. So, okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Thanks, Venkat. Bye.
Thanks, Shankar.
Thank you. Bye.